From sneaky carry-on charges to ridiculous new seat selection fees, airlines are finding creative ways to charge you even more for your flight ticket. Today's video breaks down the most costly airline hidden fees and exactly how you can avoid them on your next flight. The first hidden fee that's catching travelers off guard is the carry-on suitcase fee that comes with basic economy tickets. If you've booked flights recently, then you've probably noticed a fare option called Basic Economy that's significantly cheaper than Standard Economy. These stripped-down fares were introduced by major airlines like United, American, and Delta as a way to compete with budget carriers like Spirit and Frontier Airlines. Here's the catch that many travelers miss. Basic economy tickets on most airlines no longer include a carry-on suitcase, and they only allow you to bring a personal item that fits under the seat in front of you. If you do show up at the airport with a carry-on suitcase thinking that it's included in your flight ticket, you'll be hit with a fee that can range from $30 to $65 depending on the airline. And don't make the mistake of checking in online in an effort to sneak past the check-in agents with your carry-on suitcase, because if you do make it all the way to the gate with that suitcase, you're going to be charged an even higher fee in order to have it checked in. There is no getting around that one, unfortunately. What makes this particularly sneaky is that many travelers assume all tickets include at least one carry-on bag or suitcase, since that has been the standard for decades. Airlines don't exactly go out of their way to highlight this limitation. For example, United Airlines has a page breaking down baggage fees and waits till the very last bullet point of the FAQ section to share with us that basic economy tickets only include one personal item. Calculate whether upgrading to standard economy would be cheaper than if you were to pay for the carry-on separately. Many times, the difference between basic and standard economy is less than the cost of adding a carry-on suitcase to a basic economy ticket. Let us know down in the comments if you have ever been caught with a surprise carry-on fee. I certainly have, and it is not a fun way to start a vacation. The second hidden fee that can ruin your travel budget is what I like to call the multi-airline connection trap. The confusing part is that when you book a trip with connections, sometimes those connections are operated by different airlines, and each airline is going to have its own unique baggage policies and fee structures. For example, if you book a trip from Boston to Honolulu that connects through Los Angeles, your first flight might be on JetBlue Airlines, while your second flight is on Hawaiian Airlines. JetBlue allows a 22 by 14 by 19-inch carry-on with no weight limit, but Hawaiian Airline enforces a 25-pound weight restriction. Suddenly, as you go to board that second flight from Los Angeles to Honolulu, you're being asked to pay $60 or more because your perfectly sized but slightly heavy carry-on doesn't meet the second airline's requirement of being 25 pounds or less. To avoid this fee, always research the baggage policies for every airline on your itinerary and pack according to the strictest rules. This simple step could save you hundreds of dollars in unexpected fees on a round-trip flight. The third hidden airline fee that's catching more and more travelers by surprise is the oversized carry-on charge. Airlines are cracking down on carry-on dimensions like never before, and it's costing unprepared travelers big time. And here's something they definitely don't want you to know. A Senate report found that Frontier and Spirit Airlines have paid staff over $26 million for charging passengers extra fees. Turns out that gate agents receive a commission for every oversized carry-on that they catch and send to baggage claim. And that, my friends, explains exactly why gate agents are suddenly so interested in whether or not your carry-on suitcase or carry-on backpack is going to fit perfectly within one of these airline sizing bins. If your carry-on is even slightly over the size limit, and we're talking half an inch or a wheel sticking out when you put it in an airline sizing bin, you could be forced to check it in at the boarding gate, which could cost up to $100. I've partnered with BagSmart on this video to show you exactly why their 43-liter Paz duffel backpack is the perfect solution to avoid these carry-on fees. Unlike hard-sided rolling suitcases that gate agents are on the lookout for, soft-sided carry-on backpacks rarely get a second glance, even when they hold the same volume. Even if an airline agent does question the size of your carry-on backpack, you'll probably still get away with it since the bag is flexible enough to squeeze into tight airport sizing bins and overhead compartments on the plane. You can increase your chances of flying under the radar by grabbing this bag in black, which creates an optical illusion, making it appear even smaller than it actually is. What I love most about this bag is its versatility, since you can wear it as a backpack, or you can take this hack to the next level by wearing it crossbody and pairing it with a separate backpack as your personal item. This allows you to maximize what you can carry on to the plane without breaking any of the airline rules. You can find the link to the BagSmart PAS 43-liter duffel backpack in the description. It offers incredible value at an affordable price. It also essentially pays for itself after it helps you avoid just 1 or 2 gate check-in fees. The fourth hidden fee is what I call the personal item reclassification fee, and it's particularly sneaky. Airlines are now counting items like cameras, blankets, and even a small fanny pack as one of your personal items. Southwest Airlines, yes, the same Southwest Airlines that used to let you check 2 bags for free, is now counting a camera or blanket as your personal item while claiming it's just a clarification of an existing policy. For example, if you board the flight with a carry-on bag or a carry-on suitcase, and then you have a backpack as your personal item, and happen to also be holding a blanket for the flight, the blanket is now going to count as the personal item backpack will count as your carry-on, and then you end up stuck having to pay a fee to check your actual carry-on bag or suitcase since it's now considered a third item. You can avoid this by researching your airline and knowing exactly what you're allowed to take with you on the plane with the ticket class that you purchased. The hack to maximize your allowance is to use a personal item bag that's as large as possible while still fitting it underneath the airline seat in front of you. You can find the maximum dimensions that you're allowed to bring as your personal item bag on the plane on the airline's website. If you do find yourself at the gate with this problem, try condensing the items that you're carrying down to 2, which would mean putting your blanket or your camera or whatever the heck else you are carrying either into your backpack or into your carry-on suitcase. The fifth hidden fee that's hitting travelers hard is the steady increase in checked bag fees. Even Southwest Airlines, which was long known for their bags fly free policy, is testing checked bag fees on select routes. Most major airlines have also increased their first checked bag fee to $35 to $40 on domestic flights, which is up from just $25 a few years ago. And international flights that once included a free checked bag are increasingly charging passengers separate if they want to add a checked bag to their flight. Even if you are flying internationally, don't make the mistake of assuming that a checked bag is going to be included in the cost of your ticket. Always verify the baggage policy for your specific fare class before booking. And if you must check a bag, pay for it online during the booking process, as it's almost always going to be cheaper than showing up at the airport with a check-in suitcase and having to pay for that check-in baggage allowance on the spot. The sixth hidden fee that's becoming unavoidable is the seat selection fee. Airlines are now charging for seat selection even during the online check-in window, which used to be a time when you could choose your seat for free even on an economy ticket. That was nice. Not anymore. There's even evidence suggesting that airlines are deliberately assigning the worst seats to passengers that check in online early. The theory is that it's going to push them to then pay for seat selection so they can get out of whatever horrible seat, like the middle seat in the back row, that the airline selected for them. Some travelers are also playing what's called check-in chicken, which is waiting until the very last minute to check in online or at the airport in order to score a better leftover seat, like an aisle seat or a window seat, since they assume that the worst seats on the plane have already been assigned to those who checked in sooner. There is some good news if you are traveling with children that are under 13 years old. U.S. airlines are required by law to seat families together without additional charges. You might not get the most ideal location on the plane, but at least you won't have to pay extra to sit with your kids. And, fun fact, the back row middle seat on the plane, which is a seat that no one wants and often doesn't even recline, is actually statistically going to be the safest place to sit in the event of a crash, as studies show that it has the highest survival rate of any seat on the plane. But to be honest, if I can avoid it, I am still not going to be sitting there. The seventh hidden fee category is onboard service fees. Many items that used to be complimentary now come with a price tag. Airlines like Air Canada no longer provide free headphones. Frontier and Spirit are also charging for non-alcoholic beverages, which breaks from the tradition of offering complimentary drinks on flights. Even basic meals on long-haul international flights are becoming a buy-on-board option rather than something that's included in the flight ticket. What's worse is that many airlines no longer accept credit cards, debit cards, or even cash for onboard purchases, and you might find yourself unable to buy food, drinks, or comfort items like a blanket, even if you wanted to. The hack to avoid these fees is simple. Come prepared. I'll put a video on the screen now and link it for you in the video description that breaks down all of the changes airlines are rolling out that you need to know before your next flight. Some of these changes are good changes, and some of them are not. Either way, you definitely want to know about them before you board your flight. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join Ollie and me back here for more videos each week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in that next video soon. Bye.